syrup hills throughout the tour. We'll take 30 bags of this and 2 bags of the caramel malt. We'll forklift it up, we'll open it up, drop it down here, and then this is, any homebrewers here? No? Okay, well this is what it looks like when we crush it. Okay, now there you can see this white tube goes all the way up and it drops down right here into what the mash tun is, which we'll talk about later. By the way, these are hoses. As you see, they're not like a garden hose. They're small. So if anything, and they're huge. Some of them are like 30, 40 feet. So to pull that out and try to open it up and get out anything, any hops that got inside there, it's like yeah, it would be a major job in introducing bacteria. Back here is a steam machine. We do not use electricity or gas to heat our water. We use steam, and the reason why we do it is we want it to hit 150 degrees. It stays here 24 hours a day. It won't fluctuate 1 degree. As gas and electricity, you know, on the stove, it's constantly changing. I should have kept quiet and had him go through this. This is our, originally we were doing our bottling just for our quart-sized bottles for our seasonals, but so what we do is we hook up this carbon CO2 tank, we hook it up here. We do not use CO2 in any of our beers, but in the bottling process we'll use it. We'll press it at 1, it sprays a quick spray of CO2, and what it'll do is disperse the dead air in here. That's all it does. Put it in the tube, fills the beer up, when the beer hits the sniffle, it stops. We pull it out, just put it right in here. Foot stamps and the bottle cap. It's kind of neat. And we do this every Friday evening. We do about 750 bottles. So if you're ever interested in wanting to get involved in a brewery, free labor, right? We'll take the free labor to get fed. That'll be a great time to do it. The other thing we have here is the keg washer. Not that it's anything special, but when I get done, you'll understand. We flip it upside down, cold water, hot water wash, caustic acid wash, cold water, hot water, and we steam it. It's supposed to do one more thing, fill the kegs up with beer. It doesn't work. We've never have got it to work. So every keg you see is filled by hand. So what we do, what we have is a bright tank. Think of one hose, think of a growler hose that you see the guys filling growlers coming out, and think of 8 and 8 on the side. So think of 16 kegs here, the guy filling up by hand, and you're using a clip to snap them tight. So every keg down in there is filled by hand. So you see a bunch of carbonation going on around here. This was just brewed yesterday. This is a Farmwell wheat that we have, and we put in these big water tanks because otherwise the airlocks on top would be spraying us with yeast. And that yeast strain is from Virginia. It's a wild yeast strain from, is everybody familiar with Janella Farm? Yeah, our Institute, yeah. One of the biologists put out 8 petri dishes, and they came back and cultivated. We selected 2, and that's one we're using, and it gives like a dry flavor to the beer. So, okay, we're going to be all going up here and talking about the brewing process, but I want you to take a look in this water tun. Notice the false bottom. Notice the metal bars going down, and notice the 2 plastic pieces on top, and we'll be talking about that. And when you're done, just come around the corner here.
Back in this part, we got the hop back here, so they put the hop flavor back in. Here we've got the hot liquor tank, still warm from yesterday's brewing, and then we've got a pasteurizer as well. They're keeping it clean, so and consistent, yes. So we'll continue on. We're up here in the brew area. Here we got a mash tun here, converting that starch into sugar. We've got another one over here, another mash tun. These are 25 barrel kettles. Go over here, we got a timer. We got our friend Hops here. Another kettle here, we're cooling it down. And we send it over. 2 batches need to be made to fill these 50 barrel kettles. We're going to go down into fermentation now.
This whole process with the malt and everything was to get the fermentable sugars out of the malt. And so the yeast can either produce 2 things. One, produce carbon dioxide naturally. The second thing, alcohol. Our ales we keep at 55 degrees, our lagers at 35 degrees. None of these thermometers work if you look at them. We use German lager yeast for our lagers, American LT yeast for our ales. And it takes about 1.5 to 2.5 weeks for our ales and about it's anywhere between 2.5 to 3.5 weeks for our lagers to be ready, finished, and mature. How do we know when a beer is ready? Well, when you design a recipe, there's always an end result, which is called the final specific gravity. So what is specific gravity, or how do you measure it? Well, you measure it with a hygrometer, which is looks like a thermometer, a pregnant thermometer. And what it does, it measures the density of a liquid compared to the density of water. And when we have 3 days in a row the same specific gravity, and all these are hooked up to computers and it's saying the same thing, then we know the beer is ready. And then from here it goes to the bright tank, which is the tank next to it, the hot liqueur tank, and then it goes into the kegs for distribution or our cooler. Now, if we want to filter it, we have a filtering system here that has 4 big plastic screen filters, and that'll filter out any hop material, etc. that has come through the hop back for dry hopping. And we also have a Nation's Earth one for finer filtering as well. Our stouts and some specialty beers that we have, like we have one in here that I don't even know what it is. It's a current, but we'll put them in there, and it's we get these barrels from the Smith Bowman Distillery in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and it's really neat when they cut these in half. We obviously sell them, etc. There's a red line and there's a black line in the wood on the inside here. And the red line is where the whiskey went out and they pulled it back in. And the black line is where the stout went into the oak and they pull it out. And that's what gives the flavor. When these are cut open, the aroma is just like out of this world. It is just wonderful. So, any questions so far?
How long will those sit in there for?
A stout, the longest was 2.5 to 3 weeks. That was it. And we had icebreaker in those. A barrel was about 2 kegs, by the way. And the icebreaker we had in for months because they just didn't have time to get around to it. But now we have something new in here. I'm not even familiar with it. I actually think we're storing is what we're doing in here, but I'm not sure.
So, does everyone that works out there help with like the brewing process?
No, absolutely not. The only one that actually brews in there would be Alex. He's got the other, like the gray shirt. He does tours as well. We alternate.
Okay.
And I brewed 1 batch of beer in here. That's about it. So you too can do it as well. All right. Oh, wait, is that good? That's not a good one. I gotta be careful. Yeah, this is so.
So this is your seasonal margin right now?
Yeah, this is dead on. You cannot. I'll say right now, you cannot buy a better margin beer in America. I'm not saying it because I work here. It's just fabulous. Hit this one right on.
What's this, like a 5%er?
You know what? I think it's a little bit higher than that, but not much. Might be closer to 6.
Wow, that's good. Now, which one is this?
It's not out. Okay, which was it?
Not out yet.
Yeah.
So it's the Oktoberfest?
Yeah. So it's funny we're brewing it now. So after, yeah, it'll be gone by. This goes fast. Last year, did I get everyone?
Yeah, there's.
Boy, that's good.
And you guys are drinking this fast. I'm joking. So what you're going to taste when you taste this right now, you're going to taste obviously yeast, which comes right up front. You're also going to taste a lot. Can I get everyone? I got to grab my glass. You're going to taste different types of malt, but they're not going to be as distinguished as a caramel malt. Like I was telling you, it tastes a little caramel.
Unfiltered right out of the
You're going to taste Munich malt, which is a little bit lighter than a caramel flavor. And there's a few other malts in there that you're not going to taste that readily. And the hops right now, I can't even smell them or taste them yet. It's because this is more of a malt beer than hoppy. So what do you guys think?
I think this is really good.
Really.
liquid bread.
Incredible.
Wait till it's ready. This is like out of this world. It's really
And
good.
it's going to be called the Rhino.
Rhino Fest, yeah. Oktoberfest, Rhino Fest, Lost Rhino.
Very bready.
Very bready. Well, that's because it hasn't, I guess, because it hasn't been filtered yet.
No.
But I like it bready.
I think it'll be quart size bottle. I could
Need
be
some
wrong,
butter with it.
You beat the Rhino.
but I think it will be.
Chase me.
There and there. Dip it in.
Something like this.
Yeah, no, this is tried and true. I mean, I understand what you're saying. No, actually, you're saying tried and, you know, how do you know when you get a good beer recipe? Believe it or not, brewing is all mathematics and chemistry. That's all it is. And you get by doing mathematics, you can say how bitter you want it, what color you want it, you want it to be thin tasting, thick tasting, what the flavor is, what's predominant, etc. So this is all done before, and then the final gravity or specific gravity is the beginning and a final, original and final gravity. This is how you know when your beer is right, based on your recipe.
Which one do you have out there that is compared, in comparison to this?
It'd probably be the Holy Ground.
Holy Ground?
Yeah, which is actually our Winterfest. Right? I forget what they call it. Oh, Noel. Rhino Noel. That was what it was called. Which is the same as a Rhino Noel, which is really good.
Can you change the color of the beer without changing
Easily.
the taste?
Easily.
Easily?
Yeah, just use a different type of grain or a darker grain.
Okay. And then you can change the taste without changing the color? Of the
Well,
beer?
yeah, but what do you consider taste? Like the bitterness?
Yeah.
Yeah, bitterness would be, well, in reality, just adding more hops to it. I mean, that's not really how it's done, but yeah, like at the beginning of the boil for this beer, Rhino Chaser, at the beginning, just instead of adding what we normally do, just add twice as much, let's say.
Okay.
And then it'll give it more bitterness.
Here we got Ralph, our tour guide extraordinaire. He was nice enough to take us through the brew and listen to all of our questions. Man, awesome tour guide. Johnny and I have been on a lot of tours, and man, you really brought the knowledge today, man. What's your favorite beer here at Lost Rhino?
New River Pale Ale.
New River Pale Ale. Now, would you consider yourself a hophead? Is that why you like it, or is it because of the balance? What do you think about that beer?
Yeah, it's well done. I love the aromatic aroma from the beer, and it's a nice, refreshing beer. And yeah, I tend to lean toward ales.
What do you guys have? Anything coming up special that the BrewTubers should know about? Any like barrel aged things or is anything like that here at Lost
Well, we got
Rhino?
our Mars that we're brewing right now for the Oktoberfest, and that's a phenomenal beer, dead on, and it's an excellent beer. So it's one that was a real big hit last year where we had a lot of complaints that we killed it because it was a seasonal. Everybody wanted us to continue it, but it's coming back.
So if they want to find out about Lost Rhino, where should they look, Ralph? Where should they go?
The best is lostrhino.com.
LostRhino.com. All right, BrewTubers, you heard them. Come here to Ashburn, Virginia, hit Lost Rhino, and you can get a nice, awesome, unfiltered Marzen beer like this from the nipple of the teat of the fermenter. And what do you think about that, Johnny?
Excellent. Unfiltered bread.
Unfiltered bread. So to the next DJs BrewTube, I'm giving you a cheers. Thanks a lot, Ralph. We appreciate you, man.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.